Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is YouTube channel Donkster Born, but Theme Park News, and welcome to a Theme Park Newsroom update from Disney's California Adventure. Yes, the countdown clock has officially started on the Alton Towers trip, but it's also started for D23 Expo, which is coming on between the 23rd and the 25th of August 2019. And what we're expecting to see there, as well as extra details being announced on the Marvel Land going to Disneyland Resort Paris at the Walt Disney Studios Park for next year, we're also expecting to hear more details on Disney's California Adventures Marvel Land. Possibly details on the rumoured and planned Phase 2. However, from what we know from latest multiple news sources, either Disney sources or Anaheim sources, is of course that the city of Anaheim has in fact approved the plans for this Marvel Land. Now this will be replacing a Bugs Land, which has been closed since 2018. And of course work has been getting underway in the 2019 season just to get that land prepared. So today I'm just going to be sort of going over what we knew about the area, what could we expect to hear at D23 Expo about the area. There are other little things as well as the existing re-themes of attractions, etc. Including things like a microbrewery, different shops and restaurants that are being built. And of course, there were rumours that Phase 2 is actually going to be a brand new roller coaster attraction. But again, we'll sort of wait to hear more details on that when they come out. So let's go then. So this is what we knew so far about Disney's California Adventures Marvel Land for 2020. So as I said earlier, it's going to be sitting in that area of the Bugs Land. And the former It's Tough to Be a Bug theatre building will be repurposed for the Spider-Man attraction. So guests are going to be given a web shooter for their own use, and it's most likely to be screen-based. So this is going to be a web shooting sort of theme to a Toy Story Midway Mania type dark ride attraction. So the central hub is a large Avenger symbol in the ground that is surrounded by all the land's offerings, like an Avenger California campus kind of thing. The queue of Spider-Man is attached to the former tissue box restrooms from the former A Bugs Land, which have been remodelled and kept for the brand new area. As guests enter through the former Bountiful Valley area, they'll pass under a marquee and walk down a long passage before Mater's Junkyard Jamboree and Cars Land, and the former It's Tough to Be a Bug Theatre, which has been repurposed for this Spider-Man attraction. So construction has already begun on the superhero themed land at California Adventure, and of course details have been scarce. And of course, like we said, Phase 1 of the land is said 2020, then a planned Phase 2 a year later or 2 years later. And if these plans are beyond 2 phases, they aren't green lit just yet. And of course, that's when we knew today that the plans are in fact now green lit, and of course they've been given permission. So it's unclear as to where further attractions will go, although the removal of Hollywood Land is more than likely according to multiple news sources. So we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but that's sort of what we may be looking at here. So looking under the rest of the stuff as to what's being rumoured in this sort of area compared to the Paris one, you sort of compare it to the Paris one, it's likely that this one, as well as Paris, will have an Ant-Man eatery and a Doctor Strange show to match the California version, so it's the same as Paris, but of course as well as the Spider-Man attraction, which looks to be going over to Paris to replace Armageddon special effects. But of course the Spider-Man version is replacing the Tough to Be a Bug Theatre in the California version. But of course the only difference between Paris and California is Paris of course has the new Iron Man roller coaster replacing the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. But of course California will bring their own newly constructed coaster ride as part of a Phase 2 plan in the next couple of years, the next year or two. So like I said with that coaster attraction, it's unclear when that's going to open, but it seems like that's involved in the Phase 2 plans, but we might hear more details of the plans for Phase 2 around D23 Expo. And I'm highly certain that this is going to be an Iron Man themed coaster as well, unless California may like to differ from that version and do a full Avengers themed coaster. Again, we don't know that for sure. The latest IMPIM technology is also set to be used for an Ant-Man sort of thing. Of course, we've got the Ant-Man Eater in California, but there was mention of Impim technology for an Ant-Man and the Wasp sort of storyline. So that could be for another attraction. So I'm guessing the Ant-Man Eater may join on to Ant-Man and the Wasp. We don't know yet. But I think whatever's been planned, whatever's sort of looking, you know, very vague at the minute. All the details about this are very vague. All we know is we know about the Spider-Man attraction. We know about a Phase 2 with possibly a new coaster in the next couple of years. And of course we know about the Ant-Man Eatery, the Doctor Strange show in California. Paris, of course, having their own Iron Man coaster, but like we said, California Adventure is going to have their own coaster in the next couple of years, part of Phase 2. So other details seem very scary. We can only predict from a few concept images, like the one you saw on your screen. But I do think that California's Adventure will actually reveal more details on possibly that Phase 2 and more details on the attraction lineup when it comes out to D23 Expo on August 23rd to August 25th, 2019. So that is this Theme Park Newsroom update then from Disney's California Adventure and their 2020 Marvel Land. Like I said, I'm really excited about this. I'm excited for the one going over to the Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Resort Paris. And I'm excited for this one replacing that Bug's Land and possibly more of Hollywood Land as part of a further expansion over at Disney's California Adventure. It's going to be an interesting project to follow, as well as the final stage of the Paris project heading into next season in 2020, when they're both scheduled to open, of course. So there we go. So that's this Theme Park News update then from Disney's California Adventure. My name is Coaster Char. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. Keep living the coast life, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day, my friends.